The Newsboys are here on campus, and hopefully I can get an interview with the band or something.
You're probably wondering why I'm so excited to see the Newsboys perform. My first exposure to the Newsboys was when I got their cassette tape, Boys Will Be Boys, for my birthday back in 1992. Starting in the mid-1980s, two Australian teenagers, Peter Fuller and George Perdikis, had a garage band. Soon other friends, John James and Sean Taylor, joined. By 1988, a record contract was signed, and the Newsboys produced their first album, aptly titled Read All About It. Over the course of 3 records, the band experimented with rock, rap, and pop. By 1992, the band hit success with their album Not Ashamed. Under the direction of contemporary music veteran Steve Taylor and drummer-turned-songwriter Peter Fuller, Not Ashamed would be the beginning of a long list of successful albums featuring the signature sound of alternative pop. Sadly, the success met a bump as struggling alcoholic and lead singer John James left the band, and drummer-slash-songwriter Peter Fuller stepped up to the microphone in 1998. As the 90s ended, so did the Newsboys' more alternative pop sound. The album Love Liberty Disco, a pseudo-disco-influenced concept album, hinted change was coming. While the band thrived in the new century, the 2003 Adoration, the worship album, took the band into a more generic form. For the contemporary Christian music genre, this was expected. Artists like Petra, Amy Grant, Michael Davey Smith, and Third Day all produced worship albums during this time. While this resulted in more airplay by more conservative Christian radio stations, like the nationally broadcasted radio station K-Love, it is the kiss of death that signals the closing of an artist's career. And it almost happened by the lack of Dove Award nominations by the Gospel Music Association. But this wasn't the end for the Aussies. It was just a mere wake-up call. By 2009, Fuller was replaced by former DC Talk co-founder Michael Tait.
I'm honored by it. It's like getting the scene from the Stones and the Beatles. Back and forth. Sorry for the gross comparison, but the fact is, I'm just honored to do that.
To longtime fans like myself, this was another signal that the Newsboys wanted to continue performing and make great records. Local Christian radio host Howie Nunley agrees.
I think it's wonderful. It just goes to show you there's no such thing as competition in the Christian music world. It's all about contribution.
This effort was soon recognized by Billboard magazine when they named the Newsboys' 2010 album Born Again as number 10 on the year's top 50 Christian albums of the year. I was so excited to see the result of this new collaboration firsthand, and I found it awesome to find other fans.
I'm a Psycho fan.
Who found a way to meet the Newsboys in person. As we were led to a classroom in the theater department, the anticipation was really building.
Cool. I'm really excited.
As the Newsboys entered, fans were invited to ask questions.
Don't be shy. Ask anything you want to ask.
Over the course of a few questions, it was obvious fans looked to the Newsboys as more than performers, but as people who were part of their lives. After a few questions by folks who paid for the privilege, this reporter introduced himself.
I'm with the school television station.
No way.
That's obvious.
Are we on TV right now?
No, I wish.
And asked about the philosophy behind their new album, God's Not Dead.
Yeah, I think it's when you say that God is dead and marginalised and put over a box, it takes away the responsibility of actually having to engage in creative.
After a quick song and signing autographs, it was time for the show. As warm-up bands Anthem Lights, the City Harmonic, and Abandon performed, and evangelist Bob Lins preached.
Bob, we saw the word gentleman. I'm like, well, yeah, on the restroom door. They said, no, it was a big sign. I'm like, really? They said, yeah. It said Gentlemen's Club. Isn't that sad that that's where the name is gone? Guys, in the name of Jesus, let's take back the word gentleman.
I went backstage with hopes to score more behind-the-scenes action. Needless to say, I couldn't interview the band again, since it would have been cheap to invade their dressing room. Turning lemons into lemonade, I got a quick interview with the sound guy.
I'm going to share some backstage secrets right now. One of the biggest ones is Michael Tait. He loves candy. He's like a squirrel. He's got different compartments all over the bus. One of his favorites is Swedish fish.
Having my fill of Sodexo food and Mountain Dew, I went backstage to wait for the Newsboys.
can't believe I'm backstage. That's pretty cool.
It was a blessing to see people from all ages also waiting for a quick glimpse of the band. The headlining act began. Over the course of an hour and a half, the Newsboys played their hit since 2003's Adoration, the Worship album. This is somewhat disappointing. It's fair to say on CD the Newsboys have lost that zest, but once they left the realm of worship and entered the realm of arena rock, my negative expectations ceased as their talent began to shine. Even after 25 plus years, lead singer Michael Tait still has the voice and the personality that makes people want to listen. Jody Davis, since 1994's album Going Public, still has mad guitar skills. Jeff Frankenstein, while on the keyboards you'd never know he was the strong, silent type. And most notable, drummer Duncan Phillips, whose talent and passion for performing exceeds that of Phil Collins. It's at this point I'd like to bottle up the rock and roll spirit of the Newsboys and digitally mass produce it, not in one of the many best of compilations, but into something original, something creative, something beautiful. For the Chart Broadcast Edition, I'm Michael Woodruff.